Are we live?
Okay, yes, we are live indeed. Right, welcome to the first podcast. This is my guest, Mr. Daniel Pashov.
Yeah,
Absolute
hello,
pleasure.
everyone.
Thank you ever so much for coming. So,
Pleasure as well.
it's awesome to. This is the first one, so this is the first time I was doing
Yeah, very
anything
honored.
like this. This is like a whole new, brand new experience. When we talk about all stuff, Daniel is a very, very accomplished chef and a fantastic all-round polymath as well. You've got hundreds of interests. A very talented individual, very talented gentleman. Welcome to Biscotti Conversations, episode 001, and definitely well-earned place on boy. So another cheers. Yeah.
You should definitely watch Will. He's one of my favorite people in the planet. So
Oh, thank you so much.
it's always a pleasure, mate.
Oh, dude, it's never a hassle. Absolutely, mate.
So, where do we start?
I mean, prime things I probably want to talk about is where your favorite booze. I mean, let's start on a
My
topic.
favorite booze.
Yeah, something that everybody knows. If you had a desert island drink that you were like, right, it's got to be. You can go top shelf, bottom shelf, or in the wine cellar. You can go anywhere you want.
Well, to be honest, like recently, you remember when I told you that I was in Bulgaria for 2 weeks for holiday?
Yeah.
Before that, I didn't like gin, but then
Before.
before I went to Bulgaria.
Okay.
I didn't like gin, and one of my friends, he was like, "Oh man, we need to get gin." And I was like, "I don't like gin." He was like, "Yes, you do." I was like, "No, I don't."
There's always that one guy that's like insistent.
Yeah, we're gonna get smokes and we're gonna have gin, and you're gonna love it. And I did. And
Yeah.
since then, it's just like, yeah. So I think I'm gonna get gin.
Is it like just gin on its own, or do you like add a bit of
Gin
tonic
and
water
tonic
or
water,
ginger ale as well? Have you had that?
Yeah.
Gin and ginger ale.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or gin and Snoop Dogg got it right the first time as well, dude. Gin and juice is fantastic.
Gin juice.
Little tropical juice or something like that, little pineapple or something is fantastic. It just goes gorgeously. Like just chuck a couple of ice rocks and they're magnific, and it just powers you through the evening quite nicely. Yeah, I normally have to like. I don't know, like the top shelf is grand, but I don't normally find it. I get pulled back to the taps towards the end, or like I start watering myself towards the end. Like I get like that sort of like I get to like that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock sort of around time, and then eventually I have to revert back to water or some form of long drink like a beer, like a 3.7.
I can always drink beer, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You can always drink beer, but beer drunk is heavy as well. Like beer drunk is a different.
Since I was 14.
Really?
So I don't know what that is anymore.
Dude, go.
In Bulgaria, we get sober with beer, mate.
Dude, we should go to the pub. Go to the pubs and have like about like sort of between 5 to 8 pints, and you start going like, whoa, it's really really hard to do stuff right now. Like, whoa. Like
we should definitely do that.
Absolutely. Well, next, dude, if you're free at all next weekend, I mean, you might be working in the kitchen.
Probably not, because now with work I'm quite busy and I work like every weekend, which a little bit pisses me off. But
It's the nature of the industry, though, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, there's a beautiful place and an environment to work in and sort of be trained in, though, I suppose, as you were telling me before. I mean, you probably can't talk too much because it's like, I don't know about that. It is a public thing, but absolutely. I mean, that's the beauty
no, I
of
really
it.
enjoy the work.
But in general,
in general, like being a
being
chef,
in a kitchen, that is
being
cool.
in someone else's kitchen it's really hard because, as you know, before that I worked in different places. Can I say it? Or?
Yeah, you can say where you've worked before. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I worked at Goodwood.
Yeah.
Compared to this kitchen in Brasserie, in Brasserie Blanc is completely different. So I have to start like from zero.
Yeah.
I need to learn everything. I mean, you get the basic knowledge and everything, but the thing is like there are different recipes, different techniques. So yeah, that's the hardest part. But once you get past that, it's all right. But the thing is, like, you have different sections. So once you learn a section, you go to the next section.
Absolutely.
And then you start from zero.
You're a toddler all over again. Absolutely.
Yeah. Start from zero. So the thing I do right now is like I'm trying to pick up different sections while I'm working on my section. For example, like if we get an order for desserts, I can see, for example, like that. Can I say desserts and all this kind of stuff, like what we're selling there? it's all right.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you're cooking. Yeah, shout out to Browser.
I'm just testing the water. So.
He's a very fine chef.
Yeah. So for example, we get like berry pavlova. I need to see like how it's plated, which ingredients goes into the plate, how we're plating it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To pick up. So when I go there, I have like a little bit of knowledge how to pick up. Or when there's nobody working there, for example, when people go for their break, and a check comes, you pick up. So yeah, it's always good to have knowledge.
A very fast environment as well, like super quick, like a very high stress in terms of.
Well, being a chef is always stressful.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's a rhetorical.
Job.
No, otherwise anybody would do it. Yeah, but
otherwise anybody would do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anybody can cook, but only the what's that Ratatouille, the Disney Ratatouille saying? Yeah. Anybody can cook, but only the fearless can be great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but as I told you before, being a chef takes a lot of work, a lot of commitments.
Yeah.
And a lot of hours. Being a good chef, you need to be like 15 hours in the kitchen.
Yeah. Wow.
Insane, yeah.
Fucking man.
I know, it's insane because
I'm glad you
24 hours a day, right? And 15 hours you're at work, then you have like 9 hours left. You need to sleep 8. If you need to commute, you need to eat, you need to shower.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to stay hygiene, keep your hygiene levels when you're doing anything like that.
Of course you do. Just joking,
Naturally.
Yeah, of course, but it's really stressful. It's manageable, but yeah, you need to put minimum 100%.
Minimum 100%, yeah.
100%. Well, it's like this in everything.
Well, yeah,
you want to be really good.
Well,
that's what you want to do.
They were saying on another podcaster was saying that it's that sometimes it's good to do 75% every day, because then you're not, if you're doing 100%, then there's a chance that you'll go in a few days time and then you'll end up doing between 50 to 65 or sometimes even 25% on the job. That's just like your average, averaging out your effort sometimes.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you. Being a chef is not like this.
No. I see. But
because you can't go down on quality of food.
No, you need to maintain the standards. Money, so but that's where that different type of stress gets kicked in. Though you've got to be a different type of human being in order to do that, and that's what I think a lot of people, that if you haven't worked in that environment, it won't ring true to you. You won't necessarily understand that it's a different type of effort. Like it's the kind of the same type of effort sometimes that you've got to put into some marketing jobs or like office jobs sometimes. Like you go in and you're like, right, I've got to do, for some reason you just haven't, like it's not just 100% day, it's 120% day for no reason. Like you've come in and there's just an absolute shitload of stuff on your desk, and then you've got to do it, and it's stuff that you're like, I'm not allowed to leave until all of this is done. Otherwise,
if you leave, then tomorrow you have this one plus the same amount.
It's going to be whatever it is plus, which is going to suck like badly, but yeah. So anyway, let's move on to where do you see yourself kind of like in the future in terms of like cooking? Like, do you reckon you'd want to do a food truck, or do you reckon you want to do like you open your own bistro or like your own restaurant? Or
definitely I would like to open my own restaurant.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like, I don't feel confident right now at the level I am.
No, definitely. No.
Opening a restaurant, especially like here in UK, because a lot of standards that needs to be taken care of, and it's hard because not everybody likes the food, for example, that you're going to cook. So you need to find a market to sell your food, because it depends on what kind of food you want to make as well. Understand what I'm trying to say?
No, I know what you mean, and I think our generation, our sort of age group, just being who we are and alive in this time in the world, I think there's a lot that can be said for barriers to entry in terms of getting into anything. If you want to open any new business or any new prospects or start anything new, it's
like I want to start something small.
Yeah.
Something small and just progress, instead of just like throwing myself like into a restaurant and then don't know what to do, how to manage people, and use everything. Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's a smarter approach.
you've got to get that. Well, you luckily you've also got that front of house face. You could definitely do like you could on and off head chef or maitre d if you wanted to. Not that you would want to maitre d, but I'm just saying that if you wanted to, it's something because you are a good people person. You're not some you don't suffer fools gladly, which is the sign of a good chef. But also you're very tentative to making sure that whoever you are cooking for is receiving the highest quality, because otherwise you won't, you're not going to receive anything less. And if they're complaining about something, you want to know exactly why. You want to go through the ins and outs, literally to a mathematical degree. You want to go through the ins and outs of like, okay, right, so like maybe this, or like, oh no, it does say that on the menu like that, but there is a bit of okay, yeah, but there is, sort of all of the different parts that kind of make up that scenario is something that you would be very good at unpacking, is what I'm saying. And then putting together in your own sort of way, in your own form of business. You just, do you not think?
Yeah, that's
maybe,
long explanation.
Yeah, it's a very long explanation to you would be good at doing. I'm just trying to push you to saying like
it's a little bit simpler, I think, than that. But yeah, I think.
You just got to do it.
If you just got to do it, then you just need to do it with love. Because a lot of chefs, they cook for fame and for money, which is not bad, but it's not what I want to do. I want to cook with love, and I want to cook nice food so people enjoy it, just the way I enjoy it. And if that makes me profit, I'll be more than happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want to do.
Just want to make people happy in the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because a lot of people come in there, like, they taste your food and they go like, oh my god, this is amazing. And you're like, I made that. It just makes my day. Just like when you play guitar, and when people start shouting, where?
I haven't had that just yet, but yeah.
Yeah, but it would be nice.
Absolutely, that's what you live for.
It's the same thing, but
the food level, yeah.
Food level, exactly.
You want to create something that brings people joy, and you want to do it from scratch, and that's the best feeling ever. Is when you've literally given birth to something which is giving the world joy.
Make something from nothing.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry, but,
it's got the beauty of everything. I mean, look at the world around us. We build that from nothing.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about this the other day outside of that the park, weren't we? And we were talking about how cool it is that everything around us has been created by people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on daily basis, you don't even think about it, and you take it for granted most of the time. But it's amazing. I mean, beer.
Beer. Yeah, going back to beer. Yeah, that's.
I don't know if we invented the beer. Probably says on Google somewhere.
I think the earliest sort of type of thing that I can equate to that would be the Greeks. The Greeks did they used honey to create mead. You know mead?
Honey.
Yeah, honey. Yeah,
mead?
Yeah, mead. Mead.
Mead.
MEAD. Yeah.
What is that?
It's like it's not beer because it's not made with malt, hops, and barley, but it's yeast. So yeast, malt, hops, and barley. Yeah, but it's done just using honey and water, and I think you ferment it. I'm not too sure. There's probably some pretty heavy.
You ferment honey.
Yeah, but it's because it goes off. It can it goes moldy, which is basically all alcohol is stuff that's fermented, and then eventually it's reduced into producing an alcoholic concentrate from the mixture. But the Greeks, I'm pretty sure one of the first civilizations that we're aware of that mass produced alcohol for standardized human, like the popular consumption. Yeah, anyway.
Greeks.
Oh, dude, they're crazy. Like the Romans got so much more.
I told you about this colleague of mine, the Greek.
You're good for
it. He's an amazing person, and you've watched probably the movie 300.
Yes.
With
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, but what was the name of the character in the movie?
Leonidas.
Yeah. Yes. Do you know that because this actually happened, and originally
Thermopylae.
Leonidas died in the first 3 minutes of the flight.
Really?
Yes. He died in the first 3 minutes, and
you said I've had a lot of different weird things about that battle, but it's good. I could continue.
Yeah, that's
sorry,
what he told me.
Yeah.
So yeah, he told me that he
He's
died.
Greek.
What?
Sorry, just interrupting. He is Greek, so
Yeah, he is Greek. Yeah,
he is Greek.
take his word for it,
Yeah.
yeah. But he told me like he died in the first 3 minutes or 5 minutes of the fight, and the other warriors, they surrounded his body and they protected it for 4 days straight.
4 days.
4 days.
Jesus.
Fighting without sleeping, without eating,
Oh
without
my
drinking.
God, can you imagine?
4 days. And the thing is, like, when they went to the gates, the hot gates, that's how it was called. When they go to the hot gates, they were so far from the hot gates that they had to travel by foot 800 kilometers. 800 kilometers to go there. 300 people to fight the armies of
Xerxes. Yeah. Xerxes, the son of Darius.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had, I think, 750,000 soldiers. And this army of Spartans, of 300 Spartans, they killed 200,000 or something like this.
Yeah.
200,000.
That's mad.
For 4 days. Yeah, he told me, like, because it's very narrow and it's very, you can fit only 2 people.
Yeah, hoplite tactics, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how many people you have.
No, because they just amount to that, and all you've got to do is just like.
Yeah. So what they did, they had their shields, and they just open. They let one guy go, and then he's surrounded by shields and spears from the Spartans, and they just chop his head, and that's what they basically did.
Oh,
so it's just like kill. Yeah.
Dude. Oh my God, that's like a revolving door. Imagine being at the back of Xerxes' army, and you're like one of his many when you were part of that 700,000 of, was it because there was slave nation, weren't they? It was like loads of slaves, and they were like, that's what most of his army comprised of, would have been slaves and mercenaries. Imagine you're that, and then you're just going up against these huge, like narrow corridored fighting force, and you can just see them through the corridor, and you're like, right, I've got to go in there, and it's just going to be me on my own. There's nobody to my left or my right, because I'm probably going to be running at them.
Yeah, that's.
And then and you're just like, you just get rammed against the front of that shield wall, and then they probably just stab you, let through one stab, get that.
I even asked him, like, why they didn't get horses and just like go there with horses. And he said because that's not honorable. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
because they believe that the horse is a very noble creature and they didn't want to use it. And the other thing is, like, I don't know who
the Greeks.
Yeah. And I don't know who the king was or who was running the country at that time that didn't let them like more people because there were only 300.
Oh.
Yeah, but he didn't let them horses as well. So.
All right, because they wanted the Athenians lent them a hand, didn't they? Yeah, I think the Athenians lent them a hand at some point. Yeah. But yeah, that's a crazy period in history.
He told me that if you go now there, because they have like where the grave of Leonidas is, they have a 10-meter statue of him.
Yeah.
On top of the grave to protect it.
Wow.
And he told me if you go there in the evening, you can hear the clashes of the swords.
Oh, how wonderful!
I was like, no, that's not true. Like, you're imagining this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, no, man, it's actually true. You sit there, you can hear them.
Absolutely.
You can hear them fighting, screaming. I was like, I need to check that. You know, like,
yeah.
He was like, yes, come, we're gonna go there.
We're going to Greece.
Yeah, he got a house in the island, and he said that when he was in Greece, he used to scuba dive, and he has a gun that.
Oh, he has a torpedo, a spear gun. Spear gun. Wow.
Yeah, and he catches his own fish. That's what he did. He wakes up in the morning. He scuba dive.
What a badass! That's so
he
cool.
Catches the fish, and then he cooks it.
That is so cool. That is dope.
And he was like, "You need to come." And I was like, "Man, of course
I've got to go.
This is amazing,
dude. Put a scuba gear around me and just send me. Give me a gun.
I have a boat. We go into the middle.
Of Mediterranean, yeah, dude, that is so cool because they've got dude,
the sea. We're gonna scuba dive. We're gonna just shoot some spear. We're gonna get some fish. We're gonna eat. We're gonna party.
Oh man,
he told me like there are huge parties there.
Oh dude, dude, like the Greek islands, yeah, those archipelagos, that whole region of archipelagos is just fraught with parties. That's where they like loads of those Project X type parties that you see. I think that happen like that. I haven't seen it, but there's a Netflix documentary on it. It's called like The Greatest Party That Never Happened or something, and it was on one of those like the island of Lagos or something. I'm not too sure, but it was meant to be on one of those islands, and it just never happened. And they spent like loads of money on it, I think, and loads of people turned up. So it was kind of like almost a party but it just didn't take off apparently. I think lots of money, like they conned a lot of people out of their money or something. I think a lot of people lost money on it. Yeah. Now, going back to what you were saying about the if you go to Leonidas's burial ground site and there's a big statue, you reminded me just of the statue standing over the grave of the Colossus of Rhodes, which is always a big tear in my eye that we'll never get to see all that. And apparently the big toe of it is under the ocean somewhere, supposedly, but I'm not too sure. And it reminded me of in Norway, or oh no, it was maybe Iceland, where they have lots of volcanic activity, and apparently you can, because it's such a mad place, they've got black beaches because it's all basalt, and all of the cracking of the mineral rocks where it turns into those fantastic shapes, which like all line the whole side of the seaway. The Giant's Causeway in England. Yeah. There's a thing called the Giant's Causeway, and it's very much like that whole landmass, but it's just a small part of that landmass, which is kind of like geographically contained somewhere. I'm not too sure. I think it's off the west coast of England, and I can't remember. I need a compass in the middle of the table. That's what's me. We need to add a compass to this ensemble.
Like this one.
Yeah. You're not getting about.
Not watching, obviously.
For people who don't know, we have Daniel and I have a chess competition between us, an running competition, and whoever wins gets to have this in their house.
Yeah, I had it for 3 years now. Will has it for some reason.
I wonder why. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So the Giant's Causeway, yeah. And they call it the Giant's Causeway because it's very reminiscent of that same rock type that is found in Iceland, and it's kind of like it looks like these huge giants have almost stepped on it and whittled it out of the rocks, the very rocks themselves, otherwise known as Jodafskar, which is the Icelandic term, I think, for Jotnir is the Icelandic term for ice giant, like the literal translation for it. And but people, both my parents who've been there, like I think they went there last year or the year, it might have been last year, and my friends just come back from Iceland a few days ago, maybe last week. They've both said to me the same thing, where they said, when you're there, the weather and the land is so surreal that you can literally, when people say these legends about, you can hear Thor's hammer and the thunder, you can hear Odin's chariot as he rides through the sky, you can feel the love of the gods' favor through the aurora borealis that moves through the air, all of that jazz. I've heard so many reports on that I have to go. It's now a future.
Yeah, I really like places like this because you can go and you can see for yourself.
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh my god, that is real.
It's real. You see why people create these mythologies throughout the ages.
You can be like, oh my god, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I can see the connection here. Why people told that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so cool, and there's a connection that you get in your bones almost. Like, well, maybe, maybe.
No, it's good experience.
Yeah, feeling what that.
Definitely, I'm gonna see the grave of Leonidas. Then maybe I'll go to Iceland.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a big plane journey.
Bulgaria where,
all right, let's talk about Bulgaria for a bit.
All right, we'll talk about it.
If you want.
But we're 25 minutes in.
It flies, doesn't it?
Yeah. So there is a road that goes downhill.
Yeah. Okay.
It goes downhill. but when you put your car in neutral gear and you stop, you start going up, and people are like, "What is going on? Like, what? Why is it like this?" And it and it's an illusion because the trees are placed like this because it's actually uphill, but the trees are placed like this that you actually think it's downhill, but it goes the other way around. I need to play it for you.
That's so crazy. Yeah, show me a picture. That's so surreal. That sounds. It reminds me of the place in San Francisco where they have that because they have San Francisco is super hilly and they have those big winding roads and big singular, almost Romanesque sort of themed roads where they just have a single stretch of concrete just going from the top of like one of the main hills straight into the center of town.
Maybe I need the Bulgarian language.
Can you translate on translate button?
I don't have on this phone, so get on my iPhone.
Sorry for this people.
Sorry, 0 people.
Yeah, well, no, because when this is played, this will be uploaded onto my.
So then you're gonna get views.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is live right now. So somebody could log on right here, right now, and have a watch of this if they wanted to. But it's also going to be after this is done. I'm going to take this and just clip the.
And you're gonna
clip the end probably off.
Well, you want to speak about Bulgaria, so what do you want to know, mate? Girls, parties.
Well,
There are no drugs in Bulgaria. Don't
no. the I don't know the landscape, the culture. What would you say? What is the highlights of contemporary Bulgarian culture for you? What makes you go back? Apart from family, you know.
Well,
in terms of the landscape, because I've heard nothing but good beaches. Apparently, the beaches are good.
You speak about the girls or the water? Yeah, we have plenty of good beaches and beaches. The girls are amazing, yes, but the beaches are really, really good. But the things that bothers me right now that they build a lot of hotels and constructions on the seasides, and it's just not pleasant for us anymore because it's like made for tourists.
Yeah.
And you go and we have like a beautiful. We still have a beautiful nature. But when you see like all these hotels there, and it's just like it's charm.
Yeah.
Kind of.
The natural.
Yeah. Well, really, I don't know. It's just friends and family that really brings me back there, and it's just nice. Just the surroundings and I showed you a picture
like the woodland,
yeah,
like do you have like there's a lot of greenery, like do you have a lot of forests?
A lot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I showed you a picture like.
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, you showed me a picture from your phone out of your. Yeah, and that was gorgeous.
And it's just like different.
Is that a city outside of or is that a town? Like, what is that? Like,
it's a city.
It's a city. That's so green. That is so great. As a landscape, that is such a lush landscape. It's impressive. Yeah. Because London at one point got given the stamp from the. I don't know who gives these things out, but yeah, but apparently it was one of the greenest cities in the world at one point. It was many years ago. You know, probably. Yeah. Maybe that's where it came from. But yeah, and I saw that picture of Bulgaria that you showed me. I was like, wow, like that is green, like that is like in terms of foliage and incredible.
I can't find the name.
For another time, dude. Yeah. What's your Bulgarian dishes, Bulgarian food? Combine your homeland with your contemporary work outfit.
Like we share a lot of dishes with Greeks, with Turks.
You have a lot of yogurt.
Oh, the best yogurt in the world is in Bulgaria.
Oh, okay.
There was one bacteria that grows. I forgot the name. I'm gonna Google it and tell you. But there's one bacteria that grows only in Bulgaria, and it helps combine the yogurt, and it gets like really, really thick.
Kind of like emulsifying bacteria.
For example, like if this is the yogurt, this is in a container, and I turn it around, it's not gonna spill.
Oh, very viscous. It's like okay, cool.
It's just really hard and really tasty. It gives it like this, not vinegary.
We must have good cows out there. Oh, a tart.
Yeah.
Like a tart sort of flavor. Yeah. like almost
acidic, yeah,
acidic,
acidic, yeah,
Mm.
and it's just like it's amazing.
Oh, dude, I'm having so much yogurt recently. I have bananas with
Yeah,
yogurt
because
and then
I see,
honey
like,
and
here
nuts.
in UK, you have like a lot of Greek yogurt and
Yeah, we call it Greek yogurt, but sometimes it's
not
not from
Greek.
Greece. No, it's
It's
just
not Greek
we
yogurt.
just call it Greek yogurt because of the fact that it's just
just
yogurt. Yeah, it's just
You
yogurt.
can't say it's from Greece.
It's from Greek. Everyone will buy it. Like, the weird thing is that I don't even associate Greek yogurt with being from Greece at this point. I've had so much Greek yogurt over the years. I just go like, oh, I want yogurt, and then what type? And people say, oh, what type of yogurt do you want? Do you want? And then they list a load of flavors, and can I just have unflavored? And I go Greek. Like it's my go-to word for describing what yogurt is.
Bulgarians, no, Bulgarians. Yes, that's how it. Oh, it's actually in English. So Bulgarian yogurt is the most popular variety of yogurt in the world, and it's one of the things
Of
that
course.
make Bulgarians proud to call themselves Bulgarians.
What is this website?
Bulgaria.
Is this going to be called Bulgaria.com #1 or something like that?
BasiliusBulgarians.com. Self-advertising. Nothing bad with it, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. A meal is sour tasting yogurt. Yeah, so sour.
Yeah, my granddad liked what do they call it? It's some form of milk. It's like a really thick milk. And it's I can't remember what it's called. It's like a really thick milk, and it's in between milk and yogurt. But like sort of older people do like it though. No, I can't remember. That's probably what it's called in Bulgarian, but I'm not too sure what it actually is though. That's the only thing though. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, my granddad used to drink that. All that, like loads of that stuff though. Right. So yogurt next. Right. What else can you harness from a cow in Bulgaria that's particularly
we're gonna go
impressive?
a little bit in a different direction. Well, one of the most famous things in Bulgaria is well, we have a different name, but the English term is dragon breath.
Okay. Dragon breath.
Yeah, so it's basically a hot soup with a lot of chili,
like a gumbo almost.
Yes, and we have this in the morning when we're hungover.
Okay.
So yes, you have one of these.
Yes.
With a beer.
In the morning.
You're sober, and you can go to work. It's just do your things. Yeah, you're gonna smell a little like garlic, but you're gonna be fresh. Yeah, and then you can start over and drink again. Because you know you have a natural medicine for your hangover. Dragon breath. It's made from pork belly.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I love pork belly soup things. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of like when the pork belly is cooked, it's kind of like jelly, like.
Oh yeah, dude, just fall into pieces. Oh no, that's like the best type of pork, isn't it? It's just like yeah.
Yeah, and it's really cheap. In Bulgaria, it's really, really cheap. That's why a lot of English people go there, Russian people go in there.
Just
it's really
the
cheap.
pork.
And no, in general, the food. But the thing is, like, they don't even know that in different places there's even cheaper. Because they go like where all the tourists are going, when the famous thing. When you Google Bulgaria where to go, it says like go to Sunny Beach.
Yeah.
And you go there, and the price is like 5-6 times higher. Because for you this is cheap, but for us it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Bulgaria stands is really expensive, but you're willing to pay that because it's cheap for you. But there are places where you can go for this money, you can live as a king.
Oh man.
Or a queen, whatever you want.
Yeah. And you have like you have a lot more raw vegetables, don't you? Like as snacks. Is that true? You have like so you have like just tomatoes as apples type things and cucumbers. You just kind of like have a cucumber like in the middle of the day.
We do like a little bit of salt.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just like
because Ludmil, my old housemate, shout out to Ludmil if he does end up watching this.
Yes,
Miss Ludmil. Oh god, Gaximoy. Yeah. I remember. But he would just like I would go to like oh I'm gonna.
It is very common, but the thing is we have like a pink tomato.
Yeah.
Which is the most delicious thing ever.
Dude, his tomatoes that he grew in my backyard,
man, trust me, they're even better.
Oh, I'm not surprised, dude. Yeah, because the soil out there is probably just not
it's just crazy.
Dude, like,
It's so delicious. It's
dude,
just like
he
you have to
fed-
come and experience.
I must
because
go. I need
I'm
to go.
just saying, and people like Google Bulgaria and they read like all the bad stuff, but it's not like this. Like yes, bad stuff happens everywhere, like London.
Yeah, exactly. And then it gets blown out of proportion. It gets blown way out of proportion.
Just way out of proportion. It's not like this. It's not like this. Especially if you come like with some Bulgarian and he shows you stuff and you're with him, man. You're gonna have the experience of your life. Trust me.
The only two
There's so
Bulgarian
many things that I can show you. For example, like Plovdiv. Have you heard of it? The city.
Maybe is it?
It's the second biggest city in Bulgaria. It's right next
Sofia?
to
Is that your big?
No, it's a little bit far. Sofia
Oh,
is the
okay.
capital.
Yes, I got it right there. I was just hoping Sofia. Yes, I was like, yeah.
But now Plovdiv is the capital of culture of Europe. Right?
I hope this mic is picking us up okay as well. I haven't tested it. We're gonna find out after. We're gonna find out afterwards.
You're wearing headphones.
I dip my beer.
Now is the time to
now. Anyway, yeah.
What else?
So not Sofia.
Yeah, Plovdiv.
Plovdiv.
Yeah, Plovdiv. And
Plovdiv.
When I was in my holiday like a couple of weeks ago, they opened a new coffee shop.
Okay.
But it's not like the coffee shops you have in here, because when you go, it's just like coffee. You have like coffee, you have like, for example, like some snacks and stuff. No, it's not like this. In this coffee shop, first of all, it works like till really late, maybe 1 a.m.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
a bit like a
like everything is there, like working like this. It closes like minimum 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Things close like.
Yeah, it's just open longer over there,
and
like in the middle of London.
In the middle of the city center,
Mm.
and it's on top of the building. On top of the building.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can see the whole city. You can see everything. It's just the most beautiful thing.
From this coffee shop.
Yes, I don't know if I have
Wow.
pictures. I think not. Because
yeah, dude.
why should I have pictures?
But yeah, the
pictures. Maybe I can. Yep. I'm sorry. Oh, these are my cheese souffles.
Oh. Oh. Daniel's. Oh, you can't really. Oh.
It doesn't work like this.
Oh man, I wish you could show
geez,
you the.
man.
Oh jeez, man. Oh Rick. Oh well. Oh.
Yeah.
It's my other housemate has just walked into the middle of the podcasting room at the moment, into the den. Yeah, and
the soundtrack to Animal House today. So.
Oh, dude, so good. To the Macamono. What do you want? Oh, up there behind you. In the jar.
Oh my god, he's gonna take your eyeballs out. Yes.
Anyway, yeah, sorry. What were we talking about? Yeah, we were talking about the coffee shop, and at the top of the wait, is this a really tall building then? What, and is it like a really tall coffee shop then?
Oh, it's not like a skyscraper.
Yeah, because what I'm imagining like is a whole skyscraper that's like a coffee shop. It's like the world's
No,
tallest
it's not
coffee
like
shop.
this. Let me give you an example.
So do they just own
Maybe
the
as tall as
staircase?
Mark and Spencer in the city center. Maybe they're like this. Maybe a little bit taller.
So it's was it Pav?
And they have an elevator. You go into
Yeah.
an elevator. You go to the coffee shop. Yeah, it opens.
Oh,
and
so
you're
the coffee
inside.
shop is on the top floor then?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. Have you heard of have you been to what places? Have you been to quite a few places in London?
No.
They've got some, they're really they're getting really good at renovating stuff now, and it's like one of the biggest expanding industries in the whole of the world. It's one of the fastest growing business types in the whole world at the moment is renovation. And what they're doing is they're taking things like old for example the Christmas market. They've taken the Christmas market and converted every bit of like all the old Santa Claus and bits of the walls and wood gating that's like holding everything up, all the gazebos and everything that people would normally just throw away or let it into landfill. They've taken all of that and converted it into a market.
Really?
Yeah, in just outside of, I think it's near New Kent Road in London.
Not that I know where that is.
No, actually, no. I tell you what, it's quite near to the Tate Modern, I think, the Tate Modern Museum. Well, art gallery. It's a massive art gallery in the middle of London. If you type it in, you find it. Anyway, it's not too far from there. And it's quite a big landmark now as well. But it's cool.
I think I know where it is.
You go through this set of staggered gates that you kind of wind through, and then on the other side, you go through, and then it's Narnia opens up on the other side, and you have tables, the converted tables from old wooden blocks and pillars, and people sitting down in the sun and reading books with tarpaulin covers and things, and it's all multicolored and weird because people are just like, oh, let's give up. That's going to be blue. That's going to be yellow. That's going to be red. And then you go further inside, and there's a pizza shop, and next door to the pizza shop there's a coffee guy, and then opposite them is a gelato bloke, and they're all the Italian bit. And then you go next to the shout out to Brett. And then you go into the next, and then you go into the next bit, and then there's the chicken wing guy, and then there's like the shawarma kebab guy. Dude, chicken and beer. Chicken and beer is.
I need to go some chicken wings.
We should have a chicken wing day, like a day of just doing nothing but chicken and beer.
Listen, I'll give you an easy recipe. Like you put the chicken wings.
Yeah.
You put honey a little bit. You put whole grain mustard. You put salt, pepper, all the spices you want. Chili. Chili. You put it in the bag or cling film it in a bowl or whatever. Just let it rest. You can even let it rest whole day.
Oh man.
For next day, yes. And then what I did was I baked them. I put them in the oven for 10-15 minutes. Then I fried them. Just to get that crispy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Skin.
Yeah.
And then get a beer, mate, and just enjoy.
Go to town.
Just be careful with the spices because you might have
dude.
problem in the borders next day.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's why you have a good dip. You have a nice ranch dip, and then a blue cheese, and then sour cream and chive dip, and then right in the middle of that, just to fuck myself, I always have a buffalo wing sauce, a really hot sauce, and then you just have you're cool, hot, cool, hot, cool, and then the chicken wings themselves are still hot as well. You ever do that technique where you dismantle a chicken wing, and you take the first bite? I saw this on a YouTube video. This is not mine. And you wiggle the first bit because you know how the two bones with the cartilage at either end, with the two, that makes up the wing. You wiggle the first one, take that out, and then you wiggle the second one, and then that's the one that's attached to both ends of the cartilage, and then you remove that, and then you just have nothing but a solid nugget of chicken. You just put the whole thing in, man. It's just the most amazing thing. I nearly died the first time. I was like,
I'm watching right now.
I'm in heaven.
He's gonna be like, I have some chicken wings in here.
The freezer. Bill, prepare the oven. We've got work to do. All right. Oh, cool. Well, absolutely. Cheers. Thank you ever so much for coming to my first podcast and doing this and making it so nice and fluid for me. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's nice. The next one's gonna be better.
Yeah, absolutely. We're only gonna get better. Yeah, this is the first one ever. Ever.
We have no preparation now.
No, we've got no. There's no notes in front of me. This is just a loose.
This is tomatoes, chicken wings.
Yeah, this is a recipe for chicken. Wait. I just had a. Yeah, cool. And right, I think we should probably round it off. That seems a pretty good point to finish off the podcast, shall we? Yeah. Fantastic. Cool. Thank you ever so much, Daniel. That's so kind of you for coming. Thank you. And thank you so much for paying attention. Head us up for more Biscotti conversations. Will be every single week, hopefully.